Good morning, and welcome to UU Miami. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us online, we are glad you're with us. I am Reverend Dr. Harold Marrero, joined this morning by our pianist Daniel Perkins, co-leader Christine Gregory, RE staff Carla Biberek, and our media minister Derek Mustelier. And today we have a special guest who's going to be leading us in our hymns, Alvaro, who is Christine's husband. Last Sunday, we opened our summer series, #BeingUU, with the worth and dignity of every person and what they're carrying. Today, we take the next step. Worth that never leaves the building is only half the faith. This morning, we walk our second principle, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, and how we carry one another. So come as you are and bring your hands. There's work here that fits them.
As we begin, we light our chalice. This morning, on the second Sunday of our Being UU series, we light it for our second principle, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Please rise and body your spirit for the lighting of the chalice. The philosopher Cornel West teaches that justice is what love looks like in public. So we light this chalice for love gone public, for the wage that feeds a family, for the verdict that tells the truth, for the welcome that costs something, for the small kindness that arrives exactly on time. We light this flame for equity with its eyes open, and for compassion, which is justice that has learned someone's name. We'd light this flame for love with sleeves rolled up. We kindle this light within and between us. May our justice be love made visible. May our kindness arrive on time. The work is ours now and ever. Salah.
Please remain standing in body or spirit and join me in our unison affirmation. First in English and then in Spanish, the words we projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is his prayer. In love we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another. Y ahora en español. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe, y el servicio es su oración. En amor acordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad, y ayudarnos el uno al otro.
Our opening hymn is We'll Build a Land, number 121 in the Gray Hymnal. Barbara Zanotti wove its words from the prophets Isaiah and Amos, and Carolyn McDade, who also gave us Spirit of Life, set them to music. It sings of binding up the broken and letting justice roll down like waters, the very verse Dr. King carried into the streets. Notice what the prophets did when they dreamed of justice. They did not describe a courtroom. They described a construction site, a land being built where mercy can live. So rise as you are able, embody your own spirit, and let us begin to build. And I get to invite my better looking half, Mr. Alvaro Martinez. Ven pa' acá, mi amor. Hey. And we'll do a little duet, but he has a much better voice than me, so don't listen to me.
Go free, where the oars of gladness dissolves our mourning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Come build a land where the sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then be, where the justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll be the land where we bring the tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them garlands instead of ashes. Oh, we build a land where peace is born. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may agree, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll be the land of ancient cities, raising up devastation from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then greet, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come build a land, mantles and praises, reason for spirits of saints and ones weak, where like oaks of righteousness stands her people. Oh, come to the land, my people we seek. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
I hope you got more of Alvaro's voice and less of my voice, but thank you all so much for being here. Good morning, friends, and welcome to UU Miami. We are part of the Unitarian Universalist Association, grounded in pluralism, human, and care for one another and for the earth. We gather around shared values, justice, equity, and compassion, the worth of every person, and belonging. This morning, we continue being UU, our summer, walking our principles one at a time. The second, justice, equity, and compassion. Love gone public. We honor the native peoples of South Florida, past, present, and future, and acknowledge that we live and worship on ancestral homelands. We offer respect and gratitude to the Tequesta, Seminole, Taino, and Miccosukee peoples, and we commit ourselves to dismantling the harmful legacy of colonialism and oppression. If you are new, look for someone wearing a very fashionable yellow or orange lanyard. Whoever you are, this faith has room for you. Welcome home. Our full announcements are printed in the back of our bulletin. We hope you will join us for a few. Let's start with connections and bocaditos. There we go. Join us after the service as we host our first Sunday of the month potluck. This is a wonderful opportunity for togetherness and connection. Please bring a dish to share as part of the meal. Actually, I don't actually think it is the first Sunday of the month. But anyways, please come for snacks in the back. It'll be great. And we all get a moment just to hang out and spend time with one another, which is one of my favorite parts of being here. So thanks for coming. Next, midweek meditation. UU Miami invites you to join us for an evening of meditation every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. in the Emerson Room. This is a simple, welcoming space to pause, breathe, and gently come back into alignment with yourself. Whether you have an established practice or are stepping into meditation for the first time, you are invited just as you are. No expectations, no performance, just presence shared in community. Now, the Lavender Lounge is back. Join UU Miami and Pride Lines this coming Saturday, July 18th at 7 p.m. here in our sanctuary for a night of drag and live music featuring some of Miami's most fabulous local artists and hosted by the one and only King Viper. Think show-stopping drag, live vocals, lip-sync royalty, and looks that deserve their own encore. However you show up, you belong in this room. The lounge is lavender, the stories are queer, the vibes are immaculate. Okay, next, building our theological house. UU theologian Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker writes, "As valuable as it is not enough for us to teach people to build their own theology. To enter into Unitarian Universalism is to enter a theological house that has already been built." In these sessions, taking place at 10 a.m. in the Emerson Room until the end of August, we explore our UU theological house and how it informs our theologies both personally and as a faith tradition. Woo! Said Derek. And last but not least, follow us. Through the week, find us on social media. We are at UUC Miami on every platform, where we share the moments between Sundays and the reminder that you belong to something larger than any 1 hour. And whenever you are ready to go deeper, our home online is uumiami.org, with every way to give, to serve, and to get involved. Wherever you are in your journey, there is a next step here for you. We are so glad that you are here with us.
Friends, at UU Miami, we share a moment of connection, a time to honor the worth and dignity of everyone here today. I invite you to greet those around you in whatever way feels right. If you prefer to remain seated in a quiet presence, that is welcome as well. Let us take a moment now to connect with one another in the spirit of community. want to finish this and then you start, yeah. Friends, may the connections we make here carry into the world. Peace and long life. Salah. You may be seated. Yes. Thank you, Daniel. Wow, that was fantastic. Like, it blew us away. Thank you. Yeah. We now have Carla is going to do the children's moment.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning. I'm Carla Bieberak. I provide childcare service here at the UU. So when we head out and you all get to sing us out, I go with Jessica and the little ones, and we get to go explore over there. Lex, would you like to sit here? And I would like to invite everybody young at heart, if you feel like coming up here, if you want to sit with us, you totally can. Hey, Judith, good morning. All right, I've got the story here. Let's see. So today's Time for All Ages story is called The Keeper of the Cookies. Hey, come on up. Yay. Yeah, there she is. Hey, kiddo. Abby's, come on up. All right, the stories are better when you're here with us. Okay, Keeper of the Cookies. In room 7 of a sunny school, it was almost snack time. And in room 7, there was a very important job. One child each day got to be the keeper of the cookies. The keeper held the cookie tin, and the keeper decided who got what. Today, the keeper was Mia. Mia held the tin. It was heavy. It rattled. It smelled like Tuesday's best moment. And Mia felt something fizzy in her chest. I am the boss of all the cookies. Now, here is a true thing, friends. When you are the boss of all the cookies, ideas start knocking on your brain. Knock, knock. Give the big cookies to your best friends, said the first idea. Knock, knock. Give Leo the broken one. He never picks you for tag, said the second idea. Knock, knock. Skip Sam. Sam is new and talks funny, said the third idea. Mia looked at the tin. She looked at the class. Everyone was waiting to see what she would do. And then Mia remembered snack time last week when she was the new kid at the far table, when her cookie was the broken one. She remembered how small it made her feel, like a crumb. Mia took a big breath, and she made 3 rules right there on the spot. Rule 1, everybody gets a cookie, even Leo, especially Leo. That is fair, and fair is fair. Rule 2, whoever is littlest or newest or having a hard day gets first pick, because some friends need a little more to have the same. Rule 3, sit with the person nobody sat with, because a cookie tastes better when someone is smiling next to you. And do you know what happened? Sam picked first and smiled a brand new kid smile. Leo got a whole cookie and looked at Mia like she was made of sunshine. And room 7 got so cozy that even the teacher wanted to sit at the snack table. Mia still had the tin. She was still the keeper, but she had learned the secret that keepers know. Holding the cookies is not the special part. The special part is how you hand them out. Friends, in our faith, we make a promise, and it is the second one on our list. We promise to be fair, to notice who needs a little more, and to be kind every single time with every single person. Someday, and someday soon, you little ones growing up, you'll be the keeper of something, the ball at recess, the last seat on the bus, the game everyone wants a turn at. When that day comes, remember Mia's 3 rules. Fair for everybody, more for whoever needs it, and nobody eats alone. And grown-ups, you hold a cookie tin or 2 yourselves, you know the ones. Now, let us take this message, remember how to hand out the cookies, and we'll sing the kiddos out.
we now come to the part of our service where we share our joys and concerns. If you would like to share, please come to the front. And remember, this is being live streamed, so please say your names and then share your concern or your joy. And for those online, you may also participate by sharing in the chat. Come on, Bob. Faithful Bob.
I'm Bob Jacober. I've been around here a few years. Good morning to all on this terrible day. The sun woke me up, chasing dream time away, reluctantly up to make my morning first cup. I'm hurt when I find the dishes from last night's feast. I hate the squishy diet, the squishy dirt, and growl like some beast. So I'm with scrubbing, rinsing, and wiping all away. I start to make French toast and see with my eye that I'm out of bread. I'm ready to cry. Some days it is best to just go with the flow. So I put all away and off to La Carreta restaurant I go.
Thank you, Bob. I do like La Carreta as well.
Claro. ¿Quién no le gusta a la carreta? Who doesn't like la carreta? My name is Judith, and I am glad to be here. Yesterday, I attended, look what I got. I'm lugging this around in my purse, so please take one. Basically, this is the one of the many things that the Florida Immigration Coalition is uplifting, which is called Teach, Vote, and Rise. So they are so fancy. They put their message on the front. They put a little place for an address or a stamp if you want to mail. But the QR code is there, so if you want to just go electronically and do your thing, you can do it that way too. So this is about, I'll read it. In the last 2 election cycles, thousands of Floridians were unable to vote because Hurricanes Ian, Helene, and Milton hit our state, disrupting elections. This 2026, don't let anything make you miss your chance to vote. Sign up for Vote by Mail and secure your ability to cast your ballots in the upcoming election. The thing they don't mention here is that if you were previously enrolled to vote by mail, you have to do it again. And a lot of people know that already, but we have to do this to make sure we uplift what was taken away, which is that mail by vote automatically renewing. So I have them. Please take them away from me.
Thank you, Judith. And let's give Judith a hand of applause for the Social Justice Committee. They show up at all the protests, at all the things, and that is truly our justice put into action. So Judith and the Social Justice Committee are the hands and feet of our justice, compassion, and equity. So thank you, Judith.
I'm Bonnie Petticord, Joy Wrangler. So many joys today. Number 1 is being back here with all of you. Number 2, it's nice to go home, see what's changed, what hasn't changed in the land of my birth, visit with family, especially the little ones. And it's nice to come back here. This morning I woke up with the joy of the gray sky, which felt more like a beautiful, warm flannel blanket in a cold hospital room. So even if the sky isn't blue, there's something to love, and there's a joy even in a cloudy day. And the quote that I'll leave you with, a quote that from Martin Luther King that stuck with me. The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
Thank you. And that is actually a very UU quote, since it is originated by our faith.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut in line. I hate that thing. I am Derek. I am your media minister. My joy this morning is that we had our first session of exploring our theological house, and it was awesome. I'm so excited to continue exploring theological concepts with you all, and I hope even more people will join us next week, 10 a.m. sharp. So I got to be back here by 10:45. And thank you to everybody who showed up. It was so great to spend that time with you and talk theology. I love talking theology anyway. So even if you can't make it to the class, just come up to me if you want to talk theology, I guess.
Thank you. And I like your shirt. Love the hell out of this world. Amen.
I had a couple things, but I might as well mention that 10 o'clock session was good. I was, very impressed by the breadth of knowledge that our media minister has about theological concepts. And beyond that, though, I have a couple of personal concern and the joy. The concern being that about a month ago, I lost my job. Accounting is a career I've tried to work on, tried to get working, but multiple times I've just fallen short. I don't know exactly how, but I'm in the process of figuring out what I'm supposed to do, what I should do next. On the bright side, a joy, on the other hand, is that even if it takes half a year, even if it takes a whole year, however long it takes, I will have my family by my side supporting me. So, yeah. So, that's that.
And you also have us, your church family, with you on the journey as well.
Right, for morals.
Yes.
My name is Margarita. My name is Margarita. My father was Mexican, my mother was American, but I grew up in Mexico. And I got married when I was 21 or 22 because my father liked the young man and liked the father, so I married him. But I never really loved him. I've never really got along very well. Okay, I'm sorry. I never really loved him or liked him. I don't think that much. Anyway, for Mary, we had 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. And then my father died when he was 54, and so then he wasn't the strict father around that he could have been. So my sister got a divorce. And after a while, I thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And I got a divorce. But my ex-husband, he did not like that at all. And so he wanted to keep the children and wanted to keep the children. And he had a lot of money. And so eventually, I said, okay, you have the children. I'm going to go to the States, since my mother was American, and I'm going to study because I had never finished college. I hadn't finished high school. So I went back to the States and I studied a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and all that. And meantime, my ex-husband finally decided that it was okay if I had children on the summers, and I studied the rest of the year. He didn't like to talk to me, but he agreed on that. So I had the children in the summers, and then he had them all the rest of it. Well, finally we got things together. This is a long time ago. My children the oldest ones are 60-something. So on Monday was my birthday. I was 87. And, all my children, 2 of them live in Mexico, 1 lives in Dallas, 1 lives here. My daughter, who lives here, made a lunch for me, and all my children called me very, very lovingly, and my grandchildren called me, and I thought, I can't believe this. I mean, I don't know who to thank, you know. And I'm not religious, but there must be a God somewhere. So the higher power, I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, that's all.
Thank you. Can we sing happy birthday to Margarita? Happy birthday. Thank you for sharing, Margarita. This is the witness of someone's life, and thank you for being vulnerable and open with us. We share these moments, the joys and the concerns, and for all that not mentioned, we take them with us throughout the week and throughout the month. Thank you. Friends, Fred to the bells. Friends, let us settle now into this hour. Let your feet find the floor. If it is comfortable, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Find your breath. Do not change it. Just find it. And now bring your attention to your hands. Feel their weight, their warmth. These hands hold more power than we usually admit. Somewhere in your life, there's a room where your word carries, a table where your voice is the loudest one, a person who waits to see what you will do before they know that they are safe. Hold that quietly. Power is not something other people have. It is something resting right now in your hands. This morning, we heard Amazing Grace being played on the piano. And it made me start thinking about the lyrics of that song. Amazing grace, how sweet thou art, that saved a wretch like me. And grace is something that song speaks about, as if we're looking up above to find that grace. But in reality, that grace is inside of us. It belongs to us. It is inside every single one of you today. And your hands, your actions, the way that you operate in the world is how you show that grace. It's how you show that love to one another. Your hands have the power to live out the principle that we will learn about today, to live out justice, equity, and compassion. And we do not need to look above to find grace, for we can find grace right now here on earth in how we treat one another. When you're ready, let your eyes open. Return to this hour. The power comes with you, and so does the choice.
Sing in my heart all the stirrings of
Okay. Thank you. Our first reading is 458 years old, and it belongs to us. In January of 1568, in the town of Torda in Transylvania, King John Sigismund, the only Unitarian king in history, issued the first broad decree of religious toleration in Europe. While the rest of the continent burned dissenters, our spiritual ancestors wrote this into law. Listen to what power sounds like when it opens its hand. In every place, the preachers shall preach and explain the gospel, each according to his understanding of it. And if the congregation like it, well. If not, no one shall compel them, for their souls would not be satisfied. But they shall be permitted to keep a preacher whose teaching they approve. Therefore, none of the superintendents or others shall abuse the preachers. No one shall be reviled for his religion by anyone, and it is not permitted that anyone should threaten anyone else by imprisonment or by removal from his post for his teaching, for faith is the gift of God. May we remember the room where our people first held power. May we spend ours the same way. Our second reading comes from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from his final book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community? Published in 1967, the year before he was killed. By then, King had seen power from every side, wielded against his people, marching beside him and waiting in his own hands. In this passage, he asks the question every person with any power must answer. And he tells us why the answer can never be violence, in the fist or in the spirit. Are we seeking power for power's sake? Or are we seeking to make the world and our nation better places to live? If we seek the latter, violence can never provide the answer. The ultimate weakness of violence is that it is a descending spiral, begetting the very thing it seeks to destroy. Instead of diminishing evil, it multiplies it. Through violence, you may murder the liar, but you cannot murder the lie, nor establish the truth. Through violence, you may murder the hater, but you do not murder hate. In fact, violence merely increases hate. So it goes. Returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. May we want power only for what it can heal. May we fight darkness the only way it has ever been fought. May it be so. Salah.
May the words of our mouth and the meditation of all of our hearts be a seed for power that opens. So say we all. Amen. January 1568, a cold room in Torda in Transylvania, a young king sits with a decision in front of him. His name is John Sigismund, and he is the only Unitarian king this world has ever had. His court preacher, Francis David, has argued him out of one faith into another. In public debates that ran for days, in front of anyone who cared to listen. And now the king holds the one power every ruler before him used in the same way. the power to make everyone believe what he believes. This was the rule of his world. Whoever owns the realm owns the religion. One throne, one creed, one permitted thought. That is what power was for. The king picks up the pen, and our ancestors do the strangest thing in the history of power in Europe at that time. They give it away. You heard the words this morning. Preachers shall preach according to their own understanding. Congregations shall choose the minister that they trust. No one shall be harmed for what they believe, because faith is a gift from the divine, and no sword can force a gift. Hear what happened in that room. The first time our people held power, we did not build a throne. We build an ever-expanding table. 400 years later, we wrote down what that room already knew. Our second principle: we covenant to affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Last week, we held the first principle up to the light, word by word. This one deserves the same. These are 3 different tools, and the principle needs all of them. Justice. Justice is worth enforced. Last week we said every person arrives with a worth no power can take away. Justice is what happens when somebody acts like that is true. And Torah, justice meant the king's protection extended to the preacher who argued against the king. Equity. Equity is fairness with his eyes open. Equity hands everyone the same. Equality hands everyone the same shoes. Equity notices the sizes. It weighs the peasant's conscience on the same scale as the crown's, and then it checks whether the scale itself was built crooked. Equity is the humility to admit that the table can be open and still be tilted. And compassion. Compassion is what keeps the other two human. Justice without compassion hardens into the very throne it tore down. Compassion is justice that has learned someone's name. At Torah, they wrote it into law. No one shall be harmed for their belief, so that mercy would not have to depend on the ruler's mood. And the last 3 words, in human relation, is not our opinions in how we actually treat the actual person in front of us. This principle comes due every time 2 people meet, every time we are together as a community. That is who we are when we are most ourselves. That is faith that leads with its power and refuses to oppress with it. When the world says power exists to make everyone the same, our answer is baked into our origin. Power exists to make everyone safe enough to differ. Nobody in that room was stronger than the empire around them. They were simply earlier. 4 centuries after Torah, Dr. King sat down and asked the question you heard this morning. Are we after power for our own sake, or power to make the world better? Because power wanted for its own sake always reaches for the same tool. Violence is the fist in the law, in the language. And violence, the king warned, is the descending spiral that birthed the very thing that is meant to bury. You can silence a liar, but the lie still walks free. You can crush the hater, but the hates will find a new housing. Darkness, he told us, has never once driven out darkness. That job belongs entirely to light, to love. Torah answered King's question 400 years before King asked it. But hear how the story ends, because the ending is a second lesson. 11 years after Torah, the young king was dead. The space he opened closed behind him. And Francis David, the preacher who built the argument, sat in a prison cell at Deva for refusing to stop following his conscience out loud. He died in that cell. Tradition says he wrote on its wall, and the words our tradition has placed in his mouth ever since are these: "We need not think alike to love alike." The table our people built did not stand, because tables never do. They're not monuments. They are practices. Every generation either rebuilds the table or watches it close. And we are still rebuilding it. I have seen it. It looks like a humanist and a deeply religious person sharing a hymnal and reading the meaning of every verse in different ways, but both are home. It looks like a new visitor whose politics do not match the flags outside of our parking lot, treated like a guest instead of a suspect. It looked like this room on its best Sunday, when nobody has to pass any test to be loved, to feel loved, to be seen. But the throne keeps getting built too. In every age, there is a power that wants a drowsy country, that softens the textbooks, starves the universities, and calls the anesthesia peace. We named that power last Sunday, and rigidity recruits from every direction. There is a counterfeit to wakefulness as well, one that looks like enlightenment and behaves like a border checkpoint. It grades people before it meets them. It cannot share a table with a certain red hat. It needs an enemy to stay warm. And a faith that needs an enemy has already started building a throne, whatever it calls itself. They have a word for people like us now, and they do not say it kindly: woke. But, like I wrote in my newsletter reflection this week, that word has a birthplace. In 1938, the black folk singer Lead Belly recorded a song about the Scottsboro Boys, 9 black teenagers falsely accused in Alabama, and he left his listeners a warning for traveling through the state. Stay woke, keep your eyes open. The world was never an ideology. It was survival wisdom from people who were falling asleep to injustice could be fatal. Staying awake was how you stayed alive during that time. So we must stay woke and lean into that. We will wear the words the way it was first meant: woke to injustice, woke in every direction, including inward, woke to the way of Torah, with eyes open even toward the one who argues against us. Every person, no exceptions. And here's the hard part again, the part that is really costly. Love, justice, equity, and compassion includes the person who is wrong, the person who you do not like, or the person that you disagree with. There's a number in your phone that you no longer call, a name you scroll past on the way to someone easier. I do it. There's a table once with a person at it, a birthday table, a holiday table, an ordinary Tuesday table that is now empty. Then an argument moved in, and somewhere along the way, the distance stopped feeling like a disagreement and started feeling like a death. I'm not going to tell you the conversation is easy, because it isn't. David kept it open all the way to Deva. but the conversation is ours. It is the family business of being you. And you do not have to win it. You only have to keep one place at it from getting cold. You only have to make that one phone call, talk to that one friend, and just have a conversation. Sometimes the most Unitarian Universalist thing you will do all week is to ask one honest question and then actually wait for the answer. And do not tell me that you do not hold any power. Every one of us is a king of a torta somewhere in our lives. A classroom, a payroll, a committee vote, a family group chat, a dinner table where yours is the loudest voice. Somewhere in your life, people who differ from you sit inside your power and cannot make you care. This is your Transylvania. The second principle is instructions for that power. So here's the work, the tiny size work for the week. If you have one breath, before you answer the next person who is wrong, ask one question first. That is compassion. If you have 1 hour, share a coffee with someone whose vote cancels yours, and leave the scoreboard at home. That is equity. If you have one season, help this congregation become known across Miami as a room where different minds are safe. That is justice. And whatever you carry, keep a chair at your table for the mind that disagrees with you. That chair is the whole edict that we are learning about today. Now, some honesty between us, because this table deserves it. You may have heard that our denomination is in decline. You have seen congregations struggle here and around the world, and you know how hard it is to keep showing up in this space when the world keeps calling us somewhere else, inviting us to set down our principles and join the ruling powers in theirs. But here is the truth. Like the young king, like David, like Dr. King, we believe in something that no power, no worldly entity can separate us from. We believe in love. We believe in justice, equity, and compassion. We believe in the promise we made last Sunday. Every person, no exceptions. We are light and possibility in human form. And we will keep showing up even when it is hard, even when we would rather not. Because we are awake and we refuse to go back to sleep while a power that requires darkness tries to claim the best of who we are. As people, as a faith, as a nation, our ancestors carried something so threatening to the rulers of their world that every age has tried to push us to the periphery, to the sidelines of injustice. We carry it still. And hear me, UU Miami, our time is not coming. Our time is now. The future of this city will look back at this room and say that we showed up, that we were not afraid. So stay true to the principles above all things. Our power has never lived in anyone's fear. Our power is love offered to every person willing to sit at this table where the holy work happens, in the center between two opposing ends. That is the power that will shape the world where we need not think alike to love one another deeply. A world that finally learns what the prophets taught, that darkness never drove out darkness, that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Only love, only justice, only equity, only compassion. So believe this morning and carry that belief into the world today, tomorrow, and forever. So say we all. Amen.
Wow, what a beautiful concert, and thank you, Reverend Harold, for a beautiful message as well. This morning, our offering is the second principle in motion. Justice, equity, and compassion sound like large words, but they are built from 1,000 ordinary gifts. What we give keeps this a place where kindness has a budget and welcome has a roof, where the work of love gone public has hands and lights and an open door. If you are online, you may give using the QR code on your screen. If you are in the sanctuary, you are invited to place your offering in the basket. Thank you for giving as you are able.
Thank you, Daniel. Again, like that was just awesome. So many awesome songs that I grew up with, and this one particularly, like I'm just singing it in Spanish because I grew up with this in Spanish. So in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this song in Spanish. Yes. He hasn't had anything yet, he says. Well, thank you. One more applause for Daniel. Like. Please rise in body or spirit as we collectively extinguish the flame that binds us all together. We extinguish this flame and we carry its light into every room where fairness gets decided, into the kitchen and in the classrooms, the checkbook line and the voting line, the places where justice is built or broken in ordinary hours. The flame leaves the space. The building that we have to do ahead continues. And together we say, the flame is gone, the light goes out with us, our hands remember the work. Love goes public now. Selah.
Ven para acá. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Our closing song is We Are Building a New Way, number 1017 in the Teal Hymnal, a folk anthem by Martha Sandifer. This morning, we open by promising to build a land. We close by admitting how a new way actually gets built. Verse by verse, hand by hand, each voice joining the ones already at work. So please remain standing, as you already are, in body or in spirit, and sing us into a week of building. Just so everyone knows, yesterday I went to my wonderful husband and I said, honey, how much do you love me? And he was like, hey, I love you a fair bit. And I was like, good, because tomorrow you're going to be singing. So thank you, Alvaro.
Thank you, Alvaro. Friends, go now awake into every room where you hold power. Where the world builds thrones, set tables. Where the argument waits, ask the first honest question. Where the night gets long, be the ones who keep the light. We were earlier than the world once. Be earlier again. We need not think alike to love alike. Go in peace, go awake. Our time is now. So say we all. Selah.